329-9526.
We begin tonight. Dayton police investigating yet another deadly shooting at a vacant home in the city. This morning, police found a man dead from an apparent gunshot wound at a house on West Helena Street.
Now, I was on scene this morning, and police don't know much at this time, but are asking for the public's help. You may remember that between June 17th and 25th, there were 3 incidents at vacant homes in the city, and this marks yet another.
There's a lot of prayer. I'm going to say it, there's a lot of prayer that's needed, a lot of support that's needed for our young people, for our families, for those that are struggling.
Community members reacting to yet another incident of gun violence in the city of Dayton, this time in broad daylight.
Crews entered the residence at 16/18 West Helena Street, and they found a male who was deceased from an apparent gunshot wound.
It's definitely, again, concerning because, you know, the situation definitely happened in broad daylight. But, you know, what's done in the darkness comes to the light, not trying to be cheesy or anything like that. But, I mean, it shouldn't matter the time of day in a way. People should be safe.
We know this home is on a nuisance property list in the city of Dayton, but this is the 5th violent or gun-related incident since June 17th that has taken place at a vacant home in Dayton. So I asked police on scene why they think that is.
These incidents are happening at vacant homes. Again, we're not sure if this person actually lived at this house. We're not sure, you know, the backstory behind why it's happening at these vacant houses.
Most importantly, police are urging anyone in the area to contact them if they know anything about this shooting.
Again, it's all comes down to, you know, somebody, you know, passed away, and we got to find out who, you know, caused this crime. That's our ultimate goal as police officer, to provide, you know, closure to the family.
If you have any information, you can call 937-333-1232 to speak with a homicide detective or Crime Stoppers at 937-222-STOP if you'd like to remain anonymous.
And now an update tonight on another deadly shooting at a vacant home in Dayton. Tonight, police tell us a second person has died following a drive-by shooting last month. You may remember 7 people were shot on Home Avenue on June 24th. A 22-year-old woman died that day. Today, we learned that 18-year-old Jacavion Casey has died from his injuries at Miami Valley Hospital. So far, no one has been arrested for the shooting, but please say if you have any information to call 937-222-STOP, where you can remain anonymous.
We now know the name of the 16-year-old who was killed in an officer-involved shooting over the weekend. The coroner identified him as Brian Moody. Dayton police officers were patrolling near a block party on Negley Place Saturday night when police say Moody ran off and that officers believed he had a weapon. Dayton Police Chief Cameron Afzal says Moody turned around and pointed his gun at the officers, which is when they fired their weapons. Moody died at Miami Valley Hospital.
We now know the name of the man who went missing and was found dead in the water at Action Sports Center in Xenia. Today, the coroner identified him as 47-year-old Michael Fink. Assistant Fire Chief Brad French said the body was found in the water about 11:30 Monday morning. Rescue crews were called out Sunday evening for a water rescue off of Gateway Drive. The case remains under investigation tonight.
We now know tonight the name of the cyclist hit by a car last week in Huber Heights. 68-year-old Pamela Schwartz died Monday night at the hospital. Now, the crash happened last Tuesday night in the 8800 block of Christie Gate Lane. The case remains under investigation, and possible charges could be made against the driver of the vehicle. And we're going to want to give you a live look tonight from our Eco Plumber Skycam. Natalie, awfully rainy out there.
Yeah, it's been a soggy evening. Thankfully, the worst of the activity is now heading off to the east. We'll still see a few lingering showers, but if you have fireworks going on this evening, things are looking up for you. We got some lightning still with these storms heading their way eastward. So zooming into where we had a stronger storm make its way through Clark and Greene County. Heaviest of activity now off to the east with some lightning still making its way through parts of Clinton County and into Wilmington. Still some showers even through the Dayton area. But this is going to continue to head eastward, and we're looking at some calmer conditions. But it did bring some beneficial rainfall. Taking a look at some of these totals as estimated by radar. 1.8 inches. This is for southwestern Clark County with some rain that we had there. That's estimated by radar close to 2 inches just east of Xenia. So it was a soaker for sure, and it kept things pretty humid. Still technically have a heat advisory until 8 p.m., although most of us have been cooled off from that rain. 81 in Dayton right now, 77 in Troy. But it is very sticky. Dew points in the 70s, so it is a muggy evening. We're going to drop into the lower 70s overnight. Can't rule out a stray shower or storm, but I'm tracking more storms for the 4th coming up.
The Dayton Lights and Flight fireworks show is just hours away from getting started. But with the recent string of violence across the city, safety, of course, is a top concern. Eli Burgett sat down with city leaders. So, Eli, what exactly are they doing to make sure that safety is top of mind?
Well, as you can see behind me, the city is just now starting to block off roads surrounding Kettering Field, the viewing area for the show. For the second year in a row, the Lights in Flight festival is not happening, but the fireworks show for 2024 will still go on. Today, I learned all the ways the city plans to keep you and your family safe during the event.
So we have quite a bit of staffing. We're holding some of our guys over, bringing some people in, having some people stay a little bit later from their shift. Obviously, we have very particular specific assignments based on where the fireworks are occurring, how to secure the perimeter, and then figuring out how the people are going to leave.
Last year's fireworks show was the first big gathering after a shooting incident that took place at the Dayton Children's Parade in November of 2022. While Dayton still set off fireworks, city leaders canceled the annual Lights and Flight Festival, citing staffing shortages. With the recent uptick in gun violence across the city, safety is a top concern. The Dayton Police Department says that they have security measures in place to ensure that people feel safe at large community gatherings like Lights and Flight, stationing officers at multiple locations. Representatives from the city want to encourage people to come out early and enjoy the show, and that even in times of fear and anxiety, it's important to lean on and celebrate with your fellow man. When asked about the festival for next year, the city just said they don't know if they're going to be able to safely pull it off. But as for tonight, the fireworks show is going to get started at 10 p.m., so you still have time to get out here and get a good spot to enjoy a great show. Back to you.
A live look now at Fairborn's annual July 3rd block party, which kicks off the city's Independence Day celebrations. The party started with a 21-gun salute and the singing of the national anthem. The event has various food, crafts, and vendors and runs until 10 tonight. But the celebrations don't stop there. Tomorrow morning at 10, the annual parade, which features our very own Elise Coulter, makes its way to Main Street, followed by another party and, of course, a fireworks show.
It's always a good time for the parade in the morning. Well, one of the biggest 4th of July festivals is now underway in Centerville. Americana Festival expected to bring out more than 85,000 people over the 2-day event. Now, people have been lining the streets with chairs for days in preparations for tomorrow's parade. In fact, Kasha was there just earlier this week, and people already had their chairs lined up. And meteorologist Tim Boyd is out in Centerville tonight. Gates just opened for the festivities, so what can crowds expect?
Yeah, Elise, gates did just open. We're slowly starting to see people trickle in. The rain has tapered off, and it's pretty nice and comfortable out here. We have tons of food trucks out here. A lot of preparation and work has gone into this. We spoke with somebody earlier today who said this is a big tradition for the city.
I think it's the one thing that really brings not only Centerville, Washington Township together, but truly the entire Miami Valley region. So people come from all over. There's traditions from families walking and running in the 5K to, attending the fireworks display, the fireworks show in the night before. And it's just amazing to kind of see how people come back every year.
All right, now gates are already open here, and again, fireworks are at 10 o'clock tonight. Very comfortable now that the rain has come through and cooled things off a little bit, so there's plenty of time to head on out tonight. Back to you guys.
The Dayton Fire Department and Shriners Hospital are both sounding the alarms off for fireworks safety. Many people are attending fireworks shows or even setting off their own. Dayton, Kettering, Beaver Creek, and Trotwood have a ban on fireworks, but other areas allow personal displays. The Dayton Fire Department says it's best to just leave it to the pros.
There are a lot of professional fireworks shows all around the Miami Valley, including the City of Dayton's Lights in Flight fireworks show this evening down at Kettering Field. And we would encourage everybody to leave it to the pros. Don't take that danger, don't take that risk into your own hands. Sometimes it's fun to do fireworks at home, but seemingly even small and safe devices like sparklers, for example, can burn at over 2,000 degrees and cause injury.
Representatives with Shriners Hospital for Children echoing Dayton fire, saying it's better to let professionals handle it. They say there are no safe fireworks, but there are safe alternatives.
We like recommending those glow sticks so you can get sort of some patriotic colors and have the kids use those, and it gives sort of that light and that glow. Anything like that is fun. There are tons of patriotic themed crafts online, so you can make homemade slime and add some glitter or little foil stars.
Both organizations say it's better to be safe than sorry when it comes to dealing with fireworks.
And if you haven't picked out where exactly you'd like to see a show, don't worry, we've got you covered, and you still have time. We've compiled a full list of fireworks shows and celebrations on our website. There are some tonight and even tomorrow, and even some events over the weekend. So check it out on this story just at on our website, Dayton247now.com.
And if you are heading out to any shows, we would love to see your photos. If you have something to share, grab your phone and scan this QR code. It will take you right to our Chime In page, and you can upload your photos or videos directly to us. You might even see them right here on Dayton 24/7 Now News.
Tonight, vandals damaged nearly 200 gravestones at 2 Jewish cemeteries in Cincinnati. Now, the damage was discovered by a groundskeeper. The Jewish Federation of Cincinnati and now President Biden are asking for help in finding the vandals responsible for the desecration. Paige Barnes has more.
Your initial reaction is just sick to your stomach. I mean, what we do is we lay people to rest, and we take care of their final resting place, and we were not able to do that because somebody else came in and chose to do vandalism.
Susskind believes multiple people did this because of how heavy the headstones are. She also says the site could have been targeted because of their faith.
You never know for sure, but since October 7th, you have to look at everything like that. This is an awful lot of work for just somebody wanting to do something mischievous.
The cemetery's groundskeeper was last at the site on the 25th. So Susskind says the damage must have happened between then and now. There's no surveillance footage to help.
The Jewish cemeteries of Greater Cincinnati say it's not been able to identify or contact all families affected by the vandalism. Most, if not all, have been pushed forward. Police have asked the cemetery to not move any of the grave markers until the investigation is complete.
Well, President Biden taking to social media today to call the vandalism despicable. He goes on to say, quote, "This is anti-Semitism and it is vile. I condemn these acts and commit my administration to support investigators and holding those responsible accountable to the full extent of the law."
After 160 years, 2 Civil War soldiers who fought with the Ohio Volunteer Infantry were awarded today with the Medal of Honor. U.S. Army Privates George Wilson and Philip Shadrick were among the 2 dozen known as Andrews Riders. The 2 took part in what became known as the Great Locomotive Chase and were killed in battle. Wilson and Shadrick were never awarded a Medal of Honor for their bravery due to a clerical error, but that changes today. Coming up tonight at 10 on Fox 45, we will have a more in-depth look into the ceremony and lives of the 2 soldiers.
Tonight, Jamaica is preparing for what could be the biggest storm they have ever seen. Coming up, the latest on Hurricane Beryl.
Plus, a local girl fighting a rare form of cancer. Why her parents say to always trust your intuition.
And storms are moving out. I'll let you know what it looks like for fireworks both tonight and tomorrow. That's coming up. You're watching Dayton 24/7 Now.
today.
Weather Window, presented by the National Weather Desk.
A day before Hurricane Beryl approached Jamaica, a sail drone captured these images from inside the storm. It measured 25-foot waves and winds in excess of 60 miles per hour. Sail drones are unmanned surface vehicles used to study the ocean. They are operated in partnership between a private company and NOAA. And just a day before fireworks, this morning's pre-dawn SpaceX launch lit up the southeast U.S. skies.
Follow the National Weather Desk on TikTok.
Tonight, Jamaica is now bracing for a combination of a devastating storm surge and destructive winds as Hurricane Beryl slams into the island as a Category 4 storm. Now, the eye of the storm nearing the island as we speak. The Prime Minister is now warning Jamaica hasn't even seen the worst of the impacts yet. Now, this is a look at the damage that has been left behind by the powerful hurricane barreling through St. Vincent and Grenadines yesterday. This, of course, isn't the first storm to hit the island, but could be the strongest storm ever to hit.
The government has ensured that all the necessary steps have been taken to ensure that the country, manage the passage of this really major hurricane, the first one we've been having in almost 40 years.
Now, Beryl will continue its path to the Cayman Islands and remain a hurricane when it hits the Yucatan Peninsula late tomorrow.
Yeah, and a quick check-in on that. Right now, you could see eye of the storm basically coasting the southern coast of Jamaica with right now maximum sustained winds of 140 miles per hour. Traveling west-northwestward at 20 miles per hour, is expected to stay a major hurricane until it hits the Yucatan Peninsula, weakening just a bit and then making its way back into the Gulf. So we still have to watch this very closely because we could see some impacts of this along the coast of Texas as it continues to make its way west-northwestward. But for right here in the Miami Valley, we got a front that has made its way through. Still some showers around. Those are scooting their way off eastward, and we'll continue to see the chance for rain and storms. However, you could see more activity situated through parts of Missouri. We'll start to see activity make its way back in tonight, tomorrow, even into our Friday, as a series of disturbances continues to impact our area. So we'll wake up into the 70s tomorrow, a few showers overnight. This is about 1 p.m. tomorrow. Plan on showers, a few thunderstorms around for the early afternoon and the potential for a few more storms developing by the evening hours. So keep that in mind. Lots of outdoor plans tomorrow. We will be dodging showers and storms pretty much all day long, although I do think by late tomorrow evening we'll likely see some clearing before we get another round of some rain and storms on Friday. This will also pose a risk for perhaps a stronger storm or two as that makes its way through Friday afternoon and evening. So for tomorrow, our severe risk is mainly south of us. Can't rule out a stronger storm with some strong wind gusts, heavy rain. And then heading into our Friday, our main risk is off to the east. So thankfully, not much more in the way of strong to severe storms, but still tracking some unsettled weather for the rest of the week.
Tonight, one Greenville family is now asking for your help as their daughter battles a rare form of liver cancer. This is 9-year-old Charlie Jo. She's beautiful, or CJ they call her. She's currently one of 6 children in the U.S. fighting what's called undifferentiated embryonal sarcoma of the liver. CJ received the diagnosis in June. The serious diagnosis is of course a long journey of chemotherapy, scans, and surgeries. Just last week, she received her 2nd round of chemo. Her parents say they want other parents to know to trust your and your kids' intuition.
Listen to your kids, because she told us a while ago that she had stomach aches and stuff, but we thought it was just indigestion, and it ended up being a lot worse than that.
Now, CJ's family has set up a GoFundMe to help support her medical care and costs. You can find the link to it in the web version of this story. Later tonight, Melena Brown will be sharing CJ's full story on Fox 45. And when kids are fed, they are fueled to thrive. But for many kids that rely on schools for their meals, summer can be challenging. Dayton 24/7 now is partnering with Feeding for America for Sinclair Care's Summer Hunger Relief. Just scan the QR code to help provide meals for children and families here in the Miami Valley. We'll be right back. You're watching Dayton 24/7 now.
Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? July 10th on ABC.
The Dayton 24/7 Now News app, brought to you by the Jeff Schmidt Auto Group.
Are you a fan of the Roaring 20s? Well, grab your fedora and flapper dress and check out Rum Runners in Kettering. We sent Tej Joshi out there to see what makes it the bee's knees.
If you love good food and the 1920s or the Prohibition era, then I've got good news for you, because this right here is Rum Runners, a wonderful new restaurant now open in the Kettering area, and they are bringing delicious food and, of course, themed drinks to their menu. Now, they are still new, don't have their liquor license yet, but for now, they are serving up great food, and I want to show you what some of that amazing food looks like. They've got themed burgers and chicken sandwiches, of course, with different 1920s related names. In addition to this food on the menu, they've got great desserts here. I want to show you the rum cake. This is a delicious looking item that is a homemade recipe and, of course, goes with the theme here at Rum Runners. And over there, we've got the Oreo tacos. Yes, Oreo tacos, you heard that right. There's cheesecake mixed in with that as well. You can check out Rum Runners. They just opened up to the public a few weeks ago, and they are serving good stuff, and they hope to have their liquor license and unique cocktails coming soon as well. For now, my friends, back to you in the studio.
Well, we do have storms in the forecast over these next several days. So heading into our 4th of July, showers, thunderstorms, high temperatures, they're going to be in the mid-80s for the 4th. Now, it is going to be fairly active, especially for the early afternoon hours, so keep that in mind. Friday, chance for a few strong storms, but a lot of that will be heading off to the east by the evening, and then our